Turning this over to Trent. He'll lead the next presentation on Arborjet products and solutions. Go ahead, Trent.
Rob, did you want to cover that thing?
Yes. Yes, thank you.
Yep.
There was a question that came up that we partially addressed from Kevin earlier about the current lawn doctor program being primarily shrub-based. And this is not a surprising question because quite a few of the current tree care companies do not or have not specialized on their ability to add trees to the program. For instance, I'll reference the folks at True Green. They spend most of their time on trees that are no taller than about 20 feet in height, what they can reach reasonably with a JD9 gun. And what we have tried to share with a huge number of companies that now you can treat larger trees as high, as large, as big, as small as you want from the ground effectively with a wide variety of treatments and solutions from fertility to insect and disease controls. You can add all of that additional revenue to your service, all of those to your service without increasing your need to spend excessive amounts of money on equipment to do that. So the beauty of this is it's not replacing your shrub program. It's giving you a whole new revenue stream with ornamental trees and natural trees. Just wanted to make that comment because that's the way we need to be viewing this. And I think that's all I've got for you. Go ahead, and Trent, I'll let you get started.
Okay. So why are we going after Arborjet? You know, we have a really broad product solution offering for you guys. Foliar sprays we have for which are based on our organics that we have, and we're going to talk about these products coming up. Some of our Eco Ones and Azosol for disease and bacteria. Soil drench. Jim is going to cover that with our nutrition, our ArborRx, our prescription fertility after this presentation. And then tomorrow I'm going to talk about our plant growth regulators and some of the advantages that we have with that now for tree and shrub control that we now have with our added label. And then tree injection, you know, as Rob was saying, this gives you such a broad range of what you guys can do. You can actually treat trees now that are 100 feet tall, you know, and preserve those historic trees. So there's lots of things that we can do with our technology that we couldn't do. And gardens, interiorscapes, chemigation, you know, I've went into malls and actually injected trees that were growing in the landscape in there. So this gives you such a broad offering or another tool in your toolbox for you guys. And then we're really just starting to get into especially ag and high value crops now. And some of the things, that's what we're really working for to expand our reach, even into some nurseries and stuff like that with our product offering. So we're really trying to expand what we offer. Triage R10, this is our newest triage products, guys. There's nothing else out there like this. This is a 9.7% emectin benzoate. It can control up to 40 different pests, including all the pine beetles and EAB. But the big thing is now is it treats 3 times faster than anything else out there. So half the dose is needed when you do this injection. And the other big advantage with this is it can actually be mixed with propofol. So this is one of the few or only chemical that we have that you can mix an insecticide with a fungicide. So that's really a big deal in your pine beetle markets, you know, up through the mid-Atlantic, down through the Southeast, you know, Long Island and all that. And even out in the West, we have pine beetle issues. So with blue stain. So this is a big advantage with this. It is a restricted use, so you would have to have your commercially certified applicators doing this. But you can see some of the different pests, but we're going to be covering that tomorrow, so I'm not going to touch on that much. But the next product is Triage G4. This product is unique because it is a general use. This is our 4% emectin benzoate. It will control 40 different pests, including the pine beetles and emerald ash borer, where some of the other generics do not have that on their label, the pine beetles. It's very fast. You're going to get 2 years of control. And like I said, it does have the general use label, which a lot of people seem to like that as well. But hands down, the Triage R10 is so much faster, guys. It truly makes so much more sense in production wise to use that over the G4. But it is out there and it is a use for you guys. Arborjet. So Arborjet, we have a 5 and a 10% imidacloprid product. I would say the 5% is probably the highest performing injectable imidacloprid in the market. We do have the Arborjet 10 as well, which would be essentially half the dose. It's a broad spectrum. It's going to give you season-long control. This would be for any of your piercing, sucking insects. On conifers, it's going to give you 2 or more years of controls because they're not losing their needles. This is what you would use for whitefly in the Florida markets, mealybugs, Japanese beetles. So there's a significant amount of pests that you can control with this product. This is actually the Arborjet, the 5% is what we've been using for the spotted lanternfly, which we'll talk about tomorrow, but it's very effective on that. Arborjet. So this is our acephate product. This is literally a pellets that you would mix with water. This would be your 911 product for when you're out there and you have caterpillars, gypsy moth, bagworms, hard scales. This is going to be our fastest acting. You know, you might see results within 24 hours, if not within the hour. You know, I've had people tell me that with whitefly, they injected it and it looked like it was snowing. It was that fast. It just, they were falling out of the tree. So it's very rapid transition, you know, but the difference here is, you know, typically with like Arborjet, you would get a season-long control. With Arborjet, you're looking at 30 to 60 days of residual control with this. But definitely this would be your 911 product. When in doubt, the Arborjet works very effective. Azosol, this is the only water-soluble 6% azadirachtin or powdered neem in the market. It is OMRI listed for organic use. So what that means, guys, is you could spray the fruit in the morning and actually harvest it in the afternoon. It's non-oil based, so it will not burn the plants like your neem oils. It's an insect growth regulator or IGR. So essentially this is inhibiting the egg laying or the reproduction methods. It's not going to be a quick kill. It's going to be more an anti-feedant, and then it's just going to disrupt their life cycle. Some of the advantages are you could spray it, you can drench it, fog, chemigation, trunk injections. You can use it for shrubs, gardens, nursery, greenhouse. I mean, it's a wide variety. It's systemic or translaminar, so you can actually spray it, and you're going to get probably a 14 to 21 day residual with this. And the nice thing is once you mix this up, this powder, you could add in other products. For instance, would be our Eco 140 product. So you can kind of tag team it to get longer control or a quicker knockdown for these different pests that you see here. This is sometimes used for your emerald ash borer control if the customer wants a OMRI listed or organic means. But the big difference is between the Triage products, which give you 2 years of control for most boring insects. Hey, Rob, it just went out of mode. There you go. Thank you. So it goes in conjunction with emerald ash borer. It'll give you a year-long control, but you would have to re-inject every year, where your Triage products give you 2 years based on the label. Eco 140. So this is unique because it's botanical oils. It's OMRI listed. It's a 25B, so it's a minimum risk, so you can use this around people and pets. It has a nice fragrance to it because of the linseed and rosemary thyme oil. Broad spectrum insect, miticide, and fungicide, so it has 3 properties in it. This is something that you could mix in with the azosol for a very nice combination, but it would be organic. So this is great for your IPM program. So this would be something that you could use for your shrub programs, mixed with the azosol or rotating with the azosol. It can also be used on your food crops. So if you have any of that business that you want to obtain, this is a product that you could use. Shortstop 2SC, we're actually going to have a whole presentation on this, but this is a soil applied PGR that's going to reduce vegetative growth. This is going to help with pruning frequencies. This is a product that you can use for construction damage, irrigation systems being installed. This is going to help enhance the fine root hairs growth on trees. It will alleviate drought stress, add in construction, root loss and chlorosis management. This is a fantastic product. I use this in actually at my house. I've got red maples that are typically, small planting in between the road and the sidewalk. And I'm amazed on what it's done to the trees. I went from 3.5 inches of growth to down year 1, I went to about 1.75 inches to year 2 and 3, 3/4 of an inch. And the big difference for me is the trees were healthy, green. Most of my trees in the neighborhood started losing their leaves in September when we had drought, and mine held till November, and they were dark green, smaller. So this is a great tool. To me, this is a product that can be used anywhere in the landscape, and we'll talk more about it tomorrow. Propazole. So this is our propiconazole. It's Syngenta technical material. This is probably one of the broadest label propicanazoles that are on the market. It can be used as a trunk injection or actually as a foliar spray. It will give you disease controls in trees, shrubs, and turfs and flowers. This is something that will control Diplodia tip blight, anthracnose. This is the product that you could use for your rust on the pears, either as an injection or as a spray. This is what you would use for oak wilt, Dutch elm disease, powdery mildew, red thread, bur oak blight if you're in the Midwest. So lots of different options for this. Phosphojet, this is a very unique product. This gives you 45.8% phosphoric acid. This is a systemic fungicide, guys. It's kind of like a plant health response elicitor. So what does that mean? So this acts as a fungicide, but it also turns on the tree's natural defense system. So what that means is it makes the leaves thicker, makes the stomata a little bit smaller. It strengthens the plant cell walls. This is something that you can use when in doubt, what's going on with that tree. This is something that you could use. This as an injection for apple scab, it is very effective. We've seen 85% leaf hold. This is something you could use for anthracnose. Another product you could use for fire blight and oak wilt. Arbor OTC. This is our 36.7 oxytetracycline. So this is a systemic that's water soluble. This is what you would use for your bacterial leaf scorch injections, lethal yellows, fire blight, lethal bronzing in palms. This is nice because you can just mix up what you need with our containers. We have a 1 ounce and a 5 ounce container. So the advantage of that is if you have a couple trees, you could just mix it up, or if you have a bunch of trees, you could mix up a bigger batch. This is going to give you 120-day control during the growing season. It is not curative. This is a suppression for disease. So this is going to give you 1 year of suppression. So for like your bacterial leaf scorch, you're going to be doing this injection every year, and it's for non-food bearing trees. This is what we would be recommending for lethal bronzing wells and palms. Minjet FE. So this formulation is new. We'll talk about this with the shortstop, but this is really unique. We upped the rate, so this is going to give you multiple seasons of protection. It contains the potassium, manganese, iron, zinc, boron, and copper. This is going to help with any chlorosis that you're having in. It's a temporary fix, but this is going to be a quicker fix. So it's designed for injection. You could do foliar application on shrubs. So this would be another tool that you could use. It has flexible summer and fall rates, so you're going to get extended revenue. It's very consistent, long-lasting results. We'll show you photos coming up tomorrow, but this is going to give you an enhanced green up. And the real benefit is if you add in shortstop, you're going to prolong that and even see a bigger benefit because of what the shortstop is doing by making the smaller leaves and extending the life of this product. So very unique and very helpful. Palmjet manganese, this is what it sounds like. You're going to use it on palm trees. This is an MPK of 122. It adds magnesium to maintain green foliage, but it's a balanced nutrition package for palms, and this is part of our three-step program that we'll talk about that we use in the Florida markets. But it's also labeled for hardwoods, so the magnesium would be good for your maple trees and stuff like that. So don't let the Palmjet defer you away from the hardwoods, because it's definitely used for that. This will help with symptoms of frizzle top and other seasonal deficiencies with that, and it's very effective in palms. So this is for complete palm and southern hardwoods protections. This is a program that JB Turish, our RTM, put together. So it's based on 3 easy steps. You know, program 1, this is his typical program, is with Arborjet, and then he does another injection right behind it with Phosphojet, and then the 3rd step is Palmjet. And it's based on different trees and pests. He does this a lot on the palms, but here it is for magnolias, palms. I gotta zoom in on that. Pine trees, oaks. So you have all these different pests, but it's kind of a program that you can follow, you know, and it makes it very simple for you guys when you're out there. These are the pests, and this is a program that I can do. We also have a 2-step program in the other markets as we go further north. So this would be the 2 steps with 1 visit. So this is based on tree type, as you can see, and this is all marketing material that we can get you, which we'll talk about a little bit more. But so this essentially gives you, you know, you could do triage and proposal, or you could do Arborjet and Phosphojet, or Arborjet and proposal. You know, those are the things based on the tree types and the climate. So this is based on, you know, if you're in the New England, Mid-Atlantic, or if you go further into the Southeast, this gives you ideas how to do it. It's a nice step to make things a little simpler and give you guys some ideas of what to do. And the big advantage is, you know, you're putting 1 plug into the tree and you're doing your treatments in the same plug site in 1 visit.